We're back again, computer. How's it going? Back here for another session of delightful Emacs Lisp development. We're gonna get into some real horseshit today. I guarantee you, or your money back. So yeah, let's do it. Hello, once again. So I think just like last time, we're right back to where we left off, which is a little more Lisp programming. I think, okay, so let's recap. What have we done so far? Let's think about it. So where we are so far and where we're trying to go. Where we're trying to go is we want to make the computer play Pokemon Emerald for us. So we want to develop a bot that can interact with an emulator and can play through the game and do it fairly well, hopefully, so that we don't have to do it because we are supremely lazy. How have we moved ourselves towards that goal so far? Well, we've written some emulator integration. We've developed a little tool that talks to MGBA and can send some key inputs and can read appropriate memory addresses in order to determine, okay, where we are, what does the map look like, is there a dialog box on the screen, do we need to press A, etc., etc. What moves does the battling Pokemon have access to? Of course, there will be more things that we need. We've made some progress there. What we've been doing more recently is we've kind of been excited about AI a little bit, so moving towards developing an AI, it's sort of the brains of the thing that can do battles, basically. So I think everything other than battles is going to be relatively rote, but the battles are the fun part. And just for funsies, we're going to try and make it an actually good battling AI, so that we can maybe fight some other players if we have the need to, or I don't know, we'll set up something like just automate it, like. We could maybe, I don't know how we would replace the in-game AI, but I bet we could do it, right? I know there have been existing ROM hacks that like allow another player to control the enemy. So like we could definitely make it so that the enemy AI is replaced by our new Smarty Pants AI. We can maybe even have just the game auto run AI versus AI battles all day, and have some Gamba or something like that. Because I know there's a cool channel. I think it's what is the Twitch channel? We're going on an adventure. Let's see. Twitch.tv, is it FFT Arena? Something like this? No. It's something FFT. FFT Battleground. That's what we want. Right? This is not going to look good if we play it on stream because it's I'm streaming at 10 FPS, so apologies in advance. Oh, and we have an ad too. Well, that's grim. So we'll can that, I think. But you can see basically what FFT Battleground is just a constantly running AI tournament between Final Fantasy Tactics AIs, and you can gamble points in the chat, etc., and do all sorts of fun things. So maybe we'll do something like that. But to bring it back, our goal is to write this AI, and we're writing it in Emacs Lisp because why not write your AI that you reasonably want to be performant in a text editor extension language? I don't see any problem with that. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm flickering for some. Why am I flickering? We have very limited CPU resources, and if they are being consumed by something, I see. Is Firefox munching resources? I don't know, man. Something's funky, but that was in term. Jesus. Well, who the hell knows? I think we're gonna have to hope for the best, and just kind of go bravely forth. All right, so in this battle AI that we've built, what do we have so far? So I think what we've done so far is we have a way to simulate. We have various data structures described to describe the state of a battle, including like, okay, what are both teams? What are the Pokemon on those teams? What moves do the Pokemon have? What stats do they have? Et cetera, et cetera. We have ways to derive things like, why are we being warned? Oh, because probably can do a Valdez buffer anyway. We have various ways to derive things from those data structures, like this thing that computes the actual stats of the Pokemon given the base stats and EVs and all that. And we have a simulator that can take simple definitions. It can take moves that we have a simple way of describing, and simulate turns given the commands that each team give, right? So if we know it, we can say like, okay, team 1 is such and such, team 2 is such and such, and player 1 is switching and player 2 is using X move, right? And we know how to resolve those situations according to move priority and switches and pursuit edge cases and all sorts of nonsense. And how to handle a player switching in a new Pokemon once one is fainted, and you get the picture, right? We've written a bit of a simulator for Pokemon. So I think the next thing, well, in addition to shoring up our simulator a bit, right? Because one kind of limitation right now is we don't really support any moves, right? Currently we have test move and test move 2, right? Test move is this fake move bonk, and test move 2 is just Ember. And both of these moves are notable, or more so not notable, in that they don't have additional effects, right? They just deal damage. We also need to care about things like we need more move resolution code, right? Like, we're calculating damage correctly given a type and a power number, but we're not computing, like, I don't know, like fucking anything else. We're not handling accuracy, we're not doing critical hits, we're not doing additional effects. So I think those are things we want to do for sure before we move any further. And then I think from there, what else? It might just be, we might actually have to build some AI. So the plan is to use the simulator to implement something called Monte Carlo tree search, which is a technique that's been used for AI. It's kind of this stochastic method where you like simulate a bunch of random outcomes of the game based on kind of an informed starting point. You use that to determine what choice you make. I mean, all AIs, you're ultimately, like, if you're writing an AI for a turn-based game, the AI is, okay, given the state of the game, what do I do next? So that's I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, so I don't know what we'll do first. Let's think. We gotta get into it. I'm still frustrated by the degree of flickering that's going on. What is this? If I move up a little bit, maybe if I kill Firefox entirely. How about that? How about that? We gotta watch our CPU usage a little bit. These are the usual suspects here are using a lot. Well, we'll leave it. No point crying too much. We'll pop Twitch chat back up because why not? And go through the necessary clicks. I like how this opt-out preferences thing is, well, let's not get into it. Okay, so let's begin. So where do we start? I think we're going to start by fleshing out our moves a little bit. So if we go to our definition of moves, well, we have power and accuracy. Let's add crit chance too. And let's go down to resolve. Well, let's make sure that's reevaluated. Let's find resolve move. Oh, well, we should give things sensible defaults because we're going to be defining a lot of moves. So priority we should default to 0. That makes sense, right? Power should probably be defaulted to nil, right? Because there's going to be moves that have no power. Accuracy, let's default accuracy to 100. And crit chance, Pokemon crit chance Gen 3. Well, let's just go to Bulbapedia. We can do that now. We have the technology. Okay. Crit chance. Generation 2 onwards. Probability. Right? I figure most moves are going to have, like... Yeah, there's like the default crit chance, and there's the... Okay, 6.25%. Let's see. Yeah. Crit chance is going to be 0.0625. That's the default, right, at +0. Moves with a high critical hit ratio are +1 stage. Yeah, that's just the same as a stat boost, really. But we can compute this. Well, maybe it makes more sense because it's just like a boost, right? Maybe we just call this crit. And we'll call it crit chance. We'll say 0, right? Critical chance level. And it's looks like it's 1/2 to the 4 minus n. Equals 1 divided by 2 to the 4 minus x. Sure. Okay. That's acceptable. Oh, it's crazy in Gen 6 and onward. You always crit at +3. Ah. And the stick gives you +2, right? So if you have a stick with a high critical ratio move, I mean, those are not in the same column. They can stack. So if you have a stick with like a, what's this high critical rate move? Slash or something? I don't know if Farfetch gets that. Do you always crit? That's pretty nutty. Oh, and this isn't. I'm wrong. I'm silly. We're very silly. We're just gonna remove our attempt to be smart and explain things is foiled again by the grim reality. All right. Okay. Where the fuck are we going? We can just stop being distracted. I think that'll do. Well, let's think about the power situation for a second. What is our damage equation again? Generation 3, right? All of this is just no, it's not. Huh, right? This +2 here gets us, right? So even if all the rest of this is this whole multiplication term goes to 0 if power is 0, you still have this +2, right? I was kind of hoping we could just say, okay, power is 0, and then we don't have to even do anything special to handle 0 power. We just deal 0 damage. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's the case. Sorry, I'm going to be absolutely chugging down seltzer water because Seltzer water is tasty. It tastes like freedom. But regardless, our priority is 0. Crit chance is critical chance level, sure. Fine. Okay. So we have that. Let's go to resolve move. What is this all about now? So right now we're just computing the damage. And then we have a to-do here. What did you to-do here? Because we're not randomly rolling the move, and we're not checking is critical. So okay. The random roll. Well, we can just put this here. Random plus 85. Random 15 or 16. I think random. Yeah, this is the range. Integer, non-inclusive limit, right? And we want a number between 0 and 15. Makes sense that there are 16 values. Sure. And then critical chance, whether it's a critical or not, is and it's fine to compute damage here, right? Because I mean, probably unnecessary. Like we can optimize later, but like the pain of not having lazy evaluation, right? But like this is it's fine. Doesn't matter. A decent optimizing compiler would obviate the need to think about this, but I don't know if we have this this Emacs native compilation thing now, which I think I am using. I've been using for quite a while since it was first in beta, and maybe that will be the linchpin of this operation, right? I'm sure we're gonna have to delve into all sorts of weird Emacs bullshit, right? Like we're gonna have to see if I think there are threads now, right? Like we can do it's thread. Oh yeah. Oh boy, those look like thread join. That looks like a thread primitive, and I don't know if they're real threads or like Python-y threads or something like that, but do we still have I don't know if we have a global interpreter lock to contend with, but if we have threads, I think this tree search thing does parallelize pretty well, so we'll be going down that road, I'm sure, in due time. But anyway, is critical, right? If it's is random 2, right? Because we want either 0 or 1 equal to 1. Well, no, that's not what we want at all. Why are we doing this? What is going on? Right? What does a critical hit really mean? Right? I'm sure this is all done with integers, right? They're not fucking making floats for this, right? The probability should work out nicely. Fuck. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, what are we gonna do? Limit, crit limit is equal to crit chance for now. Crit level, right? There's gonna be more that goes into crit level eventually, right? Because we're gonna compute, like, they've used focus energy or whatever other horseshit. Smaragdus or move crit chance move. Okay, crit limit is, I'm just gonna do this with cond, equals crit level 0. Then it is 16. 1 is 8, 2 is 4, 3 it is 3, 4 is 2. Yep. No white space at the end of the line. And otherwise, you better believe it is, otherwise it's a move that can't crit, right? So we say crit level nil or something like this, right? It's, yeah. Otherwise it's nil. And then we say we have a check. When, well, and crit limit. So if crit limit is, this will sort of naturally short circuit to, like, if this is false, the whole thing is false. If it's true, then it's whatever this thing is, right? Random crit limit 0. They all contain 0. So this should give us, based on whatever this crit level is, or if it's nil or anything other than these 5 numbers, this will be nil. There's no critical. Otherwise, uses this to randomly roll a appropriately sized die and check if it's the result is 0. Sure, that seems believable. Well, yeah. Then we can just say, instead of nil here, we can say critical. Sure. Yeah. Then we want to check. We only want to actually do this, do the damage, when move power. So if power is nil, we're not doing any of that. We still want to update the fainted after that. We also want to apply the effect of the move, right? In this case, that constitutes saying phone call, Smaragdus, move effect move on st yank. Yeah. We also want to know who we are. Well, maybe we pass in st us them, as you do. Okay. And that only happens, again, when this is a thing, right? So when there is an effect, right, we can just have nil and do nothing, which will be the common case. When let call f parenthesis there. Move effect. Where are we? Let's go back up to move. Yeah, we were saying which team, battle state, right? Well, we're going to do the same us them thing. We'll manage the which team with references, because we're almost always going to have to immediately like grab us and them from the battle state anyway. So I think this is fine. Function battle state team us team them. Sure, I like it. Oh, accuracy. Accuracy is the last thing. I have it set to 100 here. It's not going to be a percentage. That's that seems like horseshit. That is not what we want. I'm saying horseshit a lot today. I don't know. It's a horseshit kind of day. I think it's a good little word. Horseshit, bullshit, pig shit. Something else. All right, accuracy. Accuracy, whether a move hits depends on the formula. Accuracy modified equals accuracy move times adjusted stages times modifier. Accuracy move is the move's accuracy, a value from 0 to 100. Wow. Accuracy adjusted stages is the equivalent accuracy stage multiplier of the user after the target's evasion stage is subtracted from the user's accuracy stage. Both possibly modified by ability or move effects such as simple or foresight. Sure. Oh, you know what we have not even thought about yet? Ability effects. That's gonna be something. I think it's fine. Well, how are we gonna handle that? What's our plan here? Well, we could add just like a fuck ton of special cases everywhere, or what could we do? Honestly, the special cases thing isn't so bad, right? Because it's not like making like a super general system that like implements everything. Like it's probably easier just to say like check for simple or something, right? Like what is check for certain levitate in the immunities code and stuff like that. I don't know. Sure. Sure. Okay. Oh yeah, it's this bullshit thing from generation 4. This is like broken, right? In the early forms, I think. Something like that. Anyway, back to it. I guess we are writing this as a value from 1 to 100 and just using it as a percentage. That's cool, I guess. What are we? And then I guess you just to roll it. Resolve move hit is less than or equal to random $100, right? So this is rolling 0 through 99. Maybe we say less than. Yeah, that seems right. That's our limit. Less than practice move accuracy move. Yeah. So this is so. Let's think, right? If our move accuracy is the lowest value, which is 1, right? This has there's only one value that is less than 0, right? This has a 1 in 100 chance, right? There are 100 values, 0 through 99, and only one of them is like, this is true, right? So that makes sense. Similarly, if move accuracy is 2, only 2 values hold, right? Okay, that works. And if move accuracy is 100, every one of these possible values is less, right? So there's a 100% chance. So we've checked our edges, right? I think this is the right kind of thing. Okay, so we need to check a variety of things. I want to say one hit around all of this, right? We're not doing shit unless the move hit. What else? We need to check immunities here, right? We need to check because I think missing due to an immunity is same thing as are there different implications of this? immune. Right? Let's see if immune. Okay. Immunity should always be based on type, I think, right? So maybe we have a function like this is Pokemon immune. They're, well, we already have their battling Pokemon. Pokemon. They're battling. And the type of the move. Let me just move type. Move. So we need to build this is immune thing, right? That is what we need. We'll build it up here. Is immune. Pokemon and a type. Let's say tie. Is Pokemon immune to moves type tie? Alrighty. How do we do this? Well, immunities are, or if either, let's just build a table of the common immunities first, right? The type immunities. Let's type immunities. Space this out nicely. Okay, what will this be? So we need to go back to our good old type effectiveness table in generation 3. See what's going on. Okay. So normal is immune to ghost. List. Fighting is immune to nothing. Flying is immune to ground. We don't need to put in extra entries here because nil is the empty list, right? So if we look up things that don't have an entry here, we'll just get an empty list by default. I think. Ground is immune to electric. Ghost is immune to normal and fighting. As you do. Steel is immune to poison. Poor poison. Poison gets the short end of the stick. And then dark is immune to psychic. Which is the one I always forget about. That's why we're consulting a guide. Sure. Let's make this a let star. Sure. And we'll say I don't know. This is a bad name. Type immunity chart. Type immunities is, okay, for each of our types, this is going to be concat, right? So we're going to concatenate up to 2 lists, right? The lists are, we look up our type 1 in this, get 1 list back, look up our type 2 in this, get the other list back, and go from there. These don't overlap at all, right? So, and this, no Pokemon will ever have the same type twice, so we don't need to do things like deduplicate this list. And either way, it doesn't matter, because we're just going to look up a 3rd thing in this list anyway. All right, so type 1 is, do we have another, have we done, yeah, we need that S equals bit. Is immune. I'm gonna directly copy this. We're gonna look up our own type this time, or our species type. Now that, oh, this can't be a Pokemon. We have stumbled upon a weakness, right? Not really a weakness, but a mistake. This has to be an active Pokemon. Because there are things that can temporarily change the type, right? Things, or not temporarily change the type necessarily in Gen 3, although there are later, but there are things that can change the ability. So something like skill swap. You could skill swap levitate, and that will cause us a problem. So for now, this must be an active Pokemon. And in turn, we must update our call site before we get confused. This is also not called this, it's called this. Immune. Call it active Pokemon immune. This is just their active. Go back to that. Okay. I buy it. And then we'll just grab type 1 is, or we'll do the dance, right? Smaragdus, active Pokemon, battling Pokemon, active. And same for this. Jeez. I'm gonna scooch my mic around a little. Let's see if that, yeah, should be better. Battling. All right. That's what we want. And we want then species. Well, if we want to assume types change, right, we probably want wrappers around all of this stuff that says, you know, active Pokemon, just a wrapper function that says active Pokemon type that encapsulates the appropriate stuff, right, so that we can handle abilities, and maybe that's the thing that we want. You know what, I'm deciding that it is. Do we ever call species type? Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah. Well, let's add that. Down here, we're also going to make active Pokemon type 1 active. Do the first type for active, and that's going to say, for now, just type 1 active Pokemon, battling Pokemon, active, right? So we're just going to pass this down the chain to the battling Pokemon. And that is going to look like battling Pokemon type 1. Which, I mean, all of this is probably not like the most necessary abstraction, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think it could be useful in the future. And if it's not, well, we've learned something about typing too much. Okay, down to Pokemon type 1, which says species type 1 of Smaragdus Pokemon species. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Where are we going now? We have Pokemon stats here, so we'll chuck the Pokemon related stuff below this. And then we'll chuck the battling Pokemon stuff here. And the active Pokemon stuff here. And we need the same thing for type 2. So we'll do that. Boilerplate. Gotta love it. Yep. Type 2. And finally down here. Yep, and they're all doing the right thing, I think. Sure. All right, and then anywhere we say species type, right, we should really be saying active Pokemon type 1 are active, and active type 2 are active, right? Because this is the sort of thing that, like, if there is, I don't recall if there are any effects that change types. Oh, I mean, there certainly are, right? Let's think. Cast form's ability changes its type based on the weather, so that is an immediate place. We're just like looking up the type in the read-only species is not going to do the right thing. We're going to have to think a little harder, and adding this abstraction is going to give us the place to insert that thinking, the think hole. They're active. They're active. Do we use their species for anything now? Nope. Do we use our species for anything now? Nope. Okay, that's fine. Now, where were we? This immune thing, right? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move active Pokemon immune up to up here. Just gonna reorganize things a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so now we don't need to fiddle around with this, right? We can just say type 1 is just active Pokemon type 1. What are you? Type 2 is that. And this is going to be, we're looking up type 1, in type immunity chart. So we're looking up type 2 in type immunity chart. Hooray. And for now, let's just say this function returns type immunity chart. Okay. Active Pokemon immune. Smaragdus battle team 1. Smaragdus team active. Yeah, so we'll just grab the active Pokemon on one side of our little test battle. What is... Oh, we need to give it a Pokemon. We haven't given it a move. Poison. Down buffer. What is... Oh, we're printing out type immunity chart. This should just print the immunities of our thing, which is currently not. Oh, why am I just pressing like F1 bring me to my... Oh, it's probably some default Emacs binding that brings up some buried buffer somewhere, or that's sort of irritating. Maybe this tiny little keyboard, I'm not used to it, and I have this. I think may have mentioned in the past, but I have a Logitech K400 Plus. The back is telling me that's a, I don't know, tolerable Bluetooth keyboard, I guess, that I rustled up to do this, but it's not ideal. All right. We need to make a Pokemon that has some immunities, so maybe we'll do that. Let's make another species. There is what is Ghastly? He's got some immunities, right? Well, let's just make something that has immunities from 2 separate types. Let's make something that's Ghost Steel. The little Aegislash that could. I'm typing things instead of saying them now. I'm too far gone. Ability. No. No, we'll say something here. Just say Overgrow again, because we know that's a thing. Stats are exactly the same as Bulbasaur. And then instead of having Testmon 1 be Bulbasaur, have it be this thing. That seems tolerable. Reevaluate everything. Oh, we still need to do some nonsense. What is this complaining about? What are you whining about? Yes, there we go. And that looks like what we expect, right? This thing is Ghost Steel, and we have the 3. Of course, that's not exactly what we want to compute, right? We want to determine, is the thing immune, right? And that's a matter of saying contains type immunities tie. Okay, so if our list of immunities contains the move, what are you want? You just stop. I need to disable that somewhere. That's going to be my nemesis for all of these Emacs Lisp streams. And the docstring grammar checker strikes again. Well, anyway, let's keep going. What the fuck is up with this? Well, we need to check for things like levitate. I guess Levitate and Wonder Guard are the relevant abilities, but well, I guess we can just do that, right? We'll call this immunities instead of type immunities. Immunities is concat type immunities, or why even bother? If, well, we want something to get the ability, right? So Pokemon type 1. We're also going to want a ability. We're getting the ability anywhere else. We have these species ability 1 kind of thing. Get the ability of Gam. So cont, well, we'll just say this, right? If eq does Pokemon ability species ability 2, then is let's do a little dance we need to do to get the species first. Yes, yes, yes. Species ability 1, or this is species ability 2 rather, of species. Otherwise, species ability 1. Sure. We're going to do the same thing. Oh, well, we've... I just like that. We're going to call this which ability. That's better. Sure, 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 sure. Do the same thing with battling Pokemon. This will be much simpler, right? Because we just call the helper function for now. Again, eventually we'll have some abstraction for like abilities that have been exchanged with skill swap or whatever. But for now, this is an easy place where like we can add that in the future. Compute the ability of. We're just going to say Pokemon ability. Easy. Easy, easy, easy peasy. And then lastly, compute the ability of active. That's the same thing. Battling Pokemon ability. And we need to go down to our testmon 1 and say which ability. Oh, we should make this just default to species ability 1. That is a lot better. Yeah, way better. Way, way, way better. We'll redefine these blind fellows. Why is that? Why did that change? I just sort of reran that for funsies. Why is something different now? Are we no longer concatenating something that we need to concatenate? What is up? Still ghost steel type. Oh. We're just saying contains. Yeah, and contains probably returns. Actually, the tail, yeah. Sure. It's just a non-nil value, right? It is immune to poison. It is immune to fighting. It's not immune to fire. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what we want. Okay, so now we have, let's get ability. Ability of active. Let's just say, okay. And equal ability levitate. And there's a whoa. I just munched something. Keep hitting like random function keys and stuff, and not being sure what I did. Ability levitate, and it's ground. Okay, and then we can add a separate check for Wonder Guard. So if I wonder if we can get, well, let's make another one of these. Where is our, let's go into the source. Get grep wonder. It's no fun. Kind of gross. Huh? Oh, maybe we just don't have. Okay. Data, text, abilities. Ability, Wonder Guard. Let's include. Where is Wonder Guard? Yeah, I guess we're just gonna call these things. We'll probably use names with the underscores. So that seems fine, even though those are just like pound defines in the source code. I can imagine us like just grabbing that list and that exact list of pound defines and like associating them backwards from the numbers to names or something like this in our fennel code that runs on the emulator. So sure. So if s equals ability Wonder Guard, then if realist get Smeridus effective against let's see. Let's see. How does WonderGuard actually work in the presence of multiple types? I don't think it matters for Jinja, but I'm sure it matters for like anything goes and all that. WonderGuard. Yeah, immune to damaging moves that are not super effective. Bypass by typeless damaging moves. Does not prevent indirect damage. Does not affect status moves. Oh yeah, so this is not immunity, right? This is immunity in a different sense. So doesn't matter. What about levitate? Is levitate similar? Damaging ground types moves. Well, I don't know if it's ever. Okay. We're gonna assume levitate works the same way as another immunity for now. And I don't even know if there are any relevant flying type status moves that don't deal damage, but still could be blocked by, or any ground type rather. But I think we're gonna leave it like this, and we'll change it if we need to. It's not like it super matters. It's pretty. We just delete an entry from a list. Okay. Sure. So we can check immunities now. Active Pokemon immune. Yep. One hit and not immune. We have our random value, we have our crit chance. Don't need a to-do here anymore. Okay, so what we're doing is if we rolled a hit and the opposing Pokemon is, oh well, we need to do accuracy and evasion calculations. That is a thing. So we don't just care about move accuracy. We care about all sorts of fun and exciting shenanigans relating to boosted accuracy and opponent's boosted evasion, all that fun stuff. Which, even if we are writing a Smogon AI, we have to, for an AI for Showdown, we have to care. Well, you can't just be spamming double team out there. You can get boosted evasion in various ways. I know there was a funny thing a while ago, like using like acupressure, which boosts a random stat in order to max out everything after enough time. If you have like a, I don't know, like a baton pass substitute setup or some bullshit like that. You could do that. Whatever. It's we need to handle it. So how do we handle it? Yes, we're going back to Bulbapedia. Care about accuracy. 3 and onward. Fact value detail. Adjusted stages. Oh, is it just a normal stage multiplier? Oh. Stat modifiers. Battle. Oh, there we go. It's just the same thing, right? Probably. I sure would think so. Yeah. Well, maybe it's that's IVs and EVs and oh no, that's not. That's for computing the actual stat. This is stage modifier is just that ratio. That here's our boosts. Boost. Oh, we already have boost multiplier. That just takes a stage and gives us a multiplier. Sure. Okay, so we're going to need to add additional fields to the active Pokemon in addition to the boosts. Active Pokemon. Along the way, have to, let's see, accuracy, evasion. It's going to be 0 and 0. Sure. We're going to need a Econ Spragdus active Pokemon accuracy, which will simply be Spragdus boost multiplier Spragdus active Pokemon accuracy active. And evasion. Compute the accuracy boost active. Evasion. These could probably be called something else. But I will note that here you could say like to do right powder. Right? This is the intention of this is not just computing, just calling these two functions. The intention is to encapsulate like anything that's influencing the deal for this specific Pokemon, right? Things like, I don't know, fog. It's not in Gen 3, but you know, battle effects, right, are kind of outside of the jurisdiction here, but not things like items. Well, that's reevaluate the buffer. Okay, here we're doing the thing. Now we need to compute our, take us back to where we want to be. Here. Okay, so we need to multiply the accuracy of the move by the stage multiplier, by the general modifier. I guess we need to care about compound eyes, and lax incense, and bright powder, and oh, this doesn't make sense at all. These functions are useless because we're actually computing the stat multiplier of the difference. So it actually does not matter. Sure. What now then? let's compute resolve move. Yeah. So we need our accuracy, which is going to be spritus or Mac boost, let's say. It's our accuracy minus derivation. This should hopefully still be a. We need to clamp this. We have min x. It's going to be impossible, but so say the max of -6 and whatever this is, the min of 6 and whatever this is, to ensure that it falls within that range. We can make this look a little nicer, maybe. Sure. That's gonna be shitty, but that's fine. That's fine. It's all fine. So then accuracy is going to be this thing times spritus boost multiplier of the resulting boost, and again times, of course, whatever the thing is. So this will give floating point number, so presumably we want the floor of that. Okay, that seems believable. Okay, so now what do we have? We have critical hit. Sorry, punching the computer here. Critical hit. We have accuracy with boosts and all that stuff. Not handling items just yet. We have immunities. We have the move power, handling the effects by just calling this arbitrary function. I'm sure we'll have to build kind of a little library of utilities around defining in a efficient manner, but it shouldn't be so bad. And yeah, what else do we need here? Well, we probably need to update fainted after this, right? Presumably the move effect could do something that faints the enemy, deals some damage or something. I don't know. We could do something like that. Cool. And for situations like multi-hit moves, right? Presumably we're gonna make the power nil and then like actually deal the damage here. Or I guess I don't really know what. I guess yeah, the hits can crit separately, and there's all kinds of stuff. So maybe the multi-hit move strat is we have like a wrapper move that we have the base move, and then we have a wrapper move that just like recursively calls resolve move, like the weaker thing. So I guess I believe that is viable. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep moving along here. Turns out this whole thing is quite complicated. I think I've been doing some reading about other Pokemon AI efforts, right? And I think like a lot of them just use Showdown Simulator, which we definitely could have done, but I think it would have been a lot less fun to do it that way. So, and we are certainly optimizing for fun hat here, more than any other metric. So, I think this is still the right way, but your mileage may vary if you're trying to do it this way at home. Alrighty. Where to next? Well, what do we still have to do? We have end of turn effects, right? That's a thing. Like burn damage, poison damage, toxic damage, sandstorm, leftovers healing. Decrementing certain effects like reflect and light screen and stuff like that. I think maybe we'll add those. You do that. Let's try. So what do we call that? Add that to our simulate turn. We'll say something like fun end of turn. Right. So, well, maybe we just want to do this in here. It's a pretty big function, but like we already have the things that we need. So let's wrap this up a little bit. Yeah, we could just do it in here. Let's try because I want to build a small, like a few more complex test moves, and then we're not going to define every move before we move forward with like the actual AI part of this, right? But like it'd be nice to have like the full gamut, right? We're not going to do the really technical stuff like substitute or things like this, but it'd be nice to have like, I don't know, Ember or like a fire type move with the chance to burn, right? A pure status move. Protect. Yeah, something like that. I think that would be really nice. And then we sort of have the, I don't know, a vertical slice might be the term, right? We have our minimum viable product we can show off. So let's implement like burn damage at least, right? So we can say like when s equals burn radius battling Pokemon status. Team 2. Do we have a Team 2 battling? Active Pokemon, battling Pokemon. I am regretting my choice to use Emacs Lisp. Would use, yeah. I guess this sort of like, I mean, what we're faking inheritance here basically. But I'm also just not convinced that inheritance is a great thing in general. So, battling 2. It's fine. We'll be okay. We'll get through it. If it's burned, what does burn does like 1/16 or something? Now takes damage equal to 1/8 its maximum HP every turn. The end of the turn. Okay, maybe we want to help. Probably want to help her for that. Let's practice Pokemon Y Edge. Something like this, right? And then like this maybe, right? Where this sort of thing means deal 1/8. And then update fainting, etc. Right, like to do the whole shebang. What is this? We'll say this is battling, right? So the battling Pokemon is the thing that has the status effect. It's fine. Yeah, don't mind that. Okay, we'll say down here. Oh, we have this battling Pokemon prefix that we're usually using for things that are like, I don't know, like getters, compared to these staple things that we're not really using that convention for, I think. Yeah. And this thing takes the state and all that stuff, so I don't think that's super controversial, super dramatic to call it this. Battling X Y X% damage to battling in ST. Okay. Current HP is Pokemon current HP. Battling. Max HP is, we have to say, oh, do we have a way to compute stats easily? Battling Pokemon stats. Yeah, this just applies the status. Say stats is Pokemon stats of battling, and then we just grab the max HP from the stats, right? Because that should just be that. This is HP computed from base stats and all the relevant EVs and all the relevant all the stuff we need. Okay. Current HP and max HP. then all we need to do, I think, is say setf this to not even need the state. We'll keep it for now, right? I like passing the state to things that are presumably stateful. That's it's maybe a I don't know, man. Feels like the right thing. Okay. Set off this to minus current HP times x max HP floor, of course. Sure. All right, so then if we say something like team active battle team 1 st, so our very long active Pokemon battling Pokemon, we say something like Smaragdus apply percentage damage. Yeah, let's apply 50% damage. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Looks like we're dealing lots of damage. We're dealing 52 damage each time. What is, so we would expect our max HP to be 104. Pokemon stats 105, right? We're rounding down. Do we round up or down? I think we usually round down. I'm gonna assume there's lots of rounding down happening just due to integer division. And again, we will correct ourselves in the future if it matters. Probably won't matter outside of like weird, like, I know like your HP is odd, you can substitute more time. There's something, there's bullshit, right? There's always, this is Pokemon, right? This is old 20-year-old Game Boy Advance game RPG with complex rules. There is going to be endless tomfoolery. But we have that. This is going to be useful because we're going to pass it a negative percentage to do leftovers, among other things, and also handle miscellaneous stuff. Sure. What else is there to be done? Let's think. Reference to free variable st. Oh, we need new st. Sure. Could we do the same thing for battling 2? If it's burned, do the thing. Okay. What else needs to be tracked? Well, we probably want a counter of turns that each active Pokemon has been on the field, because that is relevant for Toxic. That probably wants to be saved in the active Pokemon struct. Turns active 0. And then we can increment both of them. simulate turn. We will increment both of the turns active. We will say set f practice active Pokemon turns active 1. We have incf. We have CL. Oh baby, we do. That's called saving some characters types. Oh boy. Cool. Incf is just increment this place by 1. If it's a plus plus, if you will. Really a plus equals, but that's fine. Yeah. Checking burns. What does poison do? Is poison? Poison is it's 1/8 of maximum HP as well. Let's just handle these both in the same way. Can we see what predicate this thing uses? Yeah. Chains, burn, poison. Burn, poison. Neat. We have a different, copy this one. A different guy that handles, we call this tox. We'll have to keep track of whether poison is toxic, I think. Well, we can just grab the flag from the game, probably. I'm sure the game is certainly aware. So if we're toxic, we need to starts at 1/16, increasing by 1/16 each turn. This is after the first turn. This is going to be, oh, we care about the turn that toxic was inflicted, right? So we need to track for each specific condition. That's fun. But hoi hoi hoi. So this is telling me more and more. Let's bonk this. Just delete this ill thought out idea. Yep. You know, we're gonna keep just burn and poison for now, right? What we need, right, is we really care about, like, we need a more complex system for tracking status conditions with durations, right? So we'll probably want to build a little struct for a specific status and have some helpers that it's like different modes for whether the counter is increment or decrement, and then we'll have a helper that does the right thing at the end of every turn and removes things that are their duration is completed, like you run out of a light screen and you don't need it anymore. Things like that. But in similar way for status conditions. But I think for now we're gonna be okay with just burn and poison. Okay. Let's think here. Oi. So we have burn and poison. Let's make some moves that apply burn and poison. So what will that look like? Let's start making like a couple of things, right? So this is going to be flamethrower. And what flamethrower is? Flamethrower is a fire type move with 0 priority, and it's going to, what is it going to do? Well, we will find the exact effect, so we can at least say that we are we're being accurate. We're game accurate. But you don't need to do. We need to track move power points. That's going to matter. We're tracking power points used. We have PP here, right? But we don't have it here. We need the max PP. Max PP. So once, like, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Reasonable default is probably like 10. Sure. I guess we don't even need the like, that's not a reason. We don't need to track that, right? Like, well, we do actually. For I was going to say we just initialize the current PP at the start of the battle, given the moves. But I mean, we do need to keep track of it, like somehow, of course. And also, we need it could change and it could matter during a battle because of Lepa-berry shenanigans, I think, right? Like that can occur. And we're trying to be exhaustive, so. Alrighty. Already. I say already a whole lot, but it is a, I don't know, man, it's already. It's a very easy thing to say. It expresses the right sentiment. Okay, so priority 0, max PP is 15, power is 90, 95 in generations 1 through 4. Has a 10% chance of burning. How are we going to express that? Lambda st us them. We're gonna. How do we want this to look? We want this to look like this. When equals random 0 10 0. Apply effect them burn. That would be a pretty good way for that to look. I think. Yeah, so we'll need to write this. Let's just 10. We'll need to write apply effect. And then I think we're good. So let's do that. Add it before resolve move. Resolve move, yeah. Defun, radius, apply effect, st. Team. We're using it on a team, right? Us and them are teams. I think. Yeah, they're the entire team. Well, This is called apply status. Apply status to the active Pokemon of team in this team, right? And we're doing it on the team, or we're kind of, we have this abstraction, right? Because like, I don't know, I mean, we need to track things like the toxic counter potentially, and I think it's just a relatively nice way to write this. I'm debating whether we want to pass in the team or like the active Pokemon in particular, but I imagine in a lot of situations like this is basically like part of our DSL for writing move handlers, right? And we want to, like, minimizing the verbosity there is kind of important, right? So adding that, like the actual grabbing the battling Pokemon and applying the status here is maybe be better. I don't know, man. It's all, there's a whole bunch of ways to do it. Okay, we're gonna say team here, active here, and what else? Then I think we just want to say, well, we want to check. Okay, if we want to check a bunch of stuff, because we actually want to check, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Feeling vindicated now, right? This is a surprisingly, like, so we need to check. Oh, and I also missed a lot of move. When I was discussing, like, are there other abilities that give you immunities other than levitate? I mean, if there are, right? Like things like flash fire. That's a thing. But that also needs special handling because you use a fire type move, you get a buff. But here, like, fire types can't be burned. So, well, either way, if there's an existing status, when practice battling Pokemon status, battling, or unless that, we first say maybe this needs to be a big condition. Type 1 is practice active Pokemon type 1, active similarly type 2, types is this type 1, type 2, if contains types fire. Okay, we're gonna go to status conditions and see what our immunity looks like. Fire Generation 3 onward, fire type Pokemon and Pokemon with the Water Veil or Water Bubble ability cannot be burned. We'll add these checks again when we need to. This is in Gen 3. Freeze. Ice type Pokemon cannot be frozen. Freeze. Ice. We'll indent this a little. Because we're gonna add, let's add those checks, like, just because it's easy enough. We can have some nicer examples to play with when we're fucking around with some test battles. Okay. We're gonna say contains ability. What makes you immune to water bubble? That does not look like it's in Gen 3. Yeah. Okay. Here we are magma armor. Magma armor cannot be frozen. What else? What else? What else? Paralysis. In Generation 1, Pokemon cannot be paralyzed by damaging moves the same type as themselves. Of course, that's the classic normal type dominance generation, right? Like, and everyone's chucking body slams back and forth, and the type that gets the stab body slam can't be paralyzed by it. That's fun. Well, there's no immunity in for electrics in Gen 3. Poison. Poison type Pokemon cannot normally be poisoned. Generation 3 onwards, steel type Pokemon and Pokemon with the immunity ability cannot be poisoned. Right? And this is notably, right, this is regardless of the source, right? Like we saw earlier, like fire type Pokemon cannot be burned even by Tri Attack. So we'll add an exception here for like there are grass type moves that poison you, maybe, probably not, right? But like you could imagine a situation. So like we're gonna add the exception anyway because it's fine. Poison. We'll do the contains. Tox. Contains type poison. Or our ability is type steel, or have the ability, what is it? Immunity. So many abilities. Who even has this? Who the fuck has this? Oh, our big boy. Our big boy himself. Snorlax might be my favorite Pokemon, I think. He's a real classic. One of the real classic man, him. One of the lads. Sleep. Well, sleep, we're gonna have to keep track of a timer and all this jazz, but like we won't add special handling for it for now. So unless any of those are true, what are you bitching about? Unless with them, oh, yes, we're just about to fix that. We set F. Typed and said the word Smaragdus more times in the past month than I think I ever have or ever will. Did not, like, I was like looking for a good name for this project. I'm like, okay, what's Latin for emerald? That's a really cool word. Let's use that, not knowing I'm going to stumble over it 20,000 times on stream. But that's the way it them's the breaks. Sometimes you get fucked by your own choices. Yeah, status. What are you whining about? Used to take 2 arguments. Oh. We need to give things more specific names. And you can be called apply status, and I was calling it like apply effect. We're going to say apply status instead. And we're going to ignore us. Gonna do the thing. So that's flamethrower. I think this captures the essence of flamethrower. It is suitably flamethrower-ish. Let's make a couple more moves. Okay, let's test some more things. We have flamethrower. Let's make I don't know. Poison powder. Well, let's check. Poison powder. This should be actually max PP 24 because we're gonna do it like that. Well, yeah, that makes it. This max PP should technically be on the battling Pokemon, right? Because it can. Well, it's not a property of the move. There's bonuses involved, but that's kind of fucked up. I'm gonna crack open another cold one. So, warning. There we go. The refreshing taste of unflavored LaCroix. Max PP is 56. Yeah. Power. Nil, baby. Priority 0. Accuracy. Oh, we need an accuracy for this guy. Why do we not have... Flamethrower. Let's see. What will Bulbapedia bring us? Looks like nothing. Nothing at all. Let's try again. Well, accuracy 100%. We got him. We're gonna list it here anyway. This is accuracy 75. And the effect is no randomness this time. Just apply status poison if it hits. Okay. What to do? Let's test something out, maybe. Let's make a little team. So this guy is going to have flamethrower and poison powder. So the other guy is going to have flamethrower, poison powder. Notably, the first guy is weak to fire and immune to poison. We'll take his status off. Give them all ample power points. Ample. Sure. We have these helpers. Let's add some helpers to get status. 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 Team 1 and for Team 2. And QIR. Okay. So we have our state, right? You can say Team 1 active status 1 or ST. Team 2. Let's run a move. Smaragdus. Simulate turn. Just make action. Command move. Target 2, right? So the Team 1 is going to use poison powder. This is the second move. Similarly for Team 2, I'm going to pass in the state. Wrong type argument. So we're clearly trying to use it, passing nil somewhere where we expect a move. Let's toggle debug on error. This is in, where is this? Resolve, when we're trying to resolve move? Oh, because we're trying to the move is nil because we're passing in an index that points to nil. Okay. There's our, so now if we say Team 1 active status ST, right? It should be null because we have Team 2, but we could have missed. Let's try a few more times. Still not happening. What about our HP? Yeah, nothing's changing. What is... Wait, did we accidentally give them both the... both Team 1 and Team 2 a steel type? Oh, this should probably be poison. But... no, Team 2 should have a Testmon 2 in the first place. We just need to reevaluate things. Okay, let's add some print statements to debug, because it's getting hard to guess what's happening. Print. No, this really should just be a let star, right? There's no reason for this to be a when let. Maybe that will inform us. Well, it sounds like we need to eval buffer in any case. Wrong type argument. Active Pokemon. team. And we'll what's occurring in this max min thing? Oh yeah, duh. Need our active, of course. Wrong type argument, number or marker p. Again. And the damage calculation. Where is that? Times oh, we're getting some kind of move property. It's funny. Yes. Let's toggle that. Compute damage. Where is this? Could be this term. Maybe. Maybe. This is why I like type systems. But yeah. Times 22. L 2.0. What could be no? Oh, the move power. We're computing damage even if that will do it, I think. And otherwise 0. Okay, try again. That gave us something. Let's see. Team 2 status. They're poisoned. Okay, that makes sense. If we run the same turn again, it should just keep, yeah, decrementing their health from the poison. Team 1's status should be fine because they are poison. They are steel type, so they're immune to poison. Wait, shouldn't Team 2 also be immune to poison? Like they are, Bulbasaur? Yeah. Well, maybe it missed. Well, we just spammed it a bunch, so that seems unlikely. What is that all about? Well, there's a difference in that one of the teams is actually immune to the move type, while the other is only immune to the status. So maybe if we find apply status, maybe that will explain some of our woes. Let's print types status. We need to redefine st as well. Reset. Oh, it's that reveals the bug because we're getting the type 1 twice. Yep. Stupid mistakes, but they happen. Now both teams should be immune to poison, and nothing will be happening. Okay. What other things can we test? We could test burn proc chance, I guess, right? Flamethrower is probably going to kill in one hit, but if we use move 0 and we check team 2 activate, oh, it won't. Kill in 2 hits. If we check the status, eventually this will proc burn, right? Let's just prog in these so we can spam it more quickly. There we go. Yep. That looks like a burn proc. So yeah. So flamethrower has can do stuff. You can bonk with it, and you can also have a 10% burn chance. Okay. I think we have. What else do we need for our basic framework? Okay, we're not moving into tracking some of the more complicated stuff yet, like toxic, or light screen, or any of that, or any number of abilities. But I guess sleep also counts as complicated because there's like a timer attached to it. Maybe we'll do paralysis. Like chance of being full parried. Or maybe we start doing rollouts. I don't know. We'll see. Because I think, let's think about how we're going to represent our tree first, right? So I think the way this rolls is we're going to want to have, we're doing this open loop method, right? So our tree of states is not really a tree of states. We're just going to have trees of like paths, basically. Each node in the tree is the path of actions that it took to get to that point. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so we'll have this tree, right? And then we're going to need to be able to generate a random state that was produced from that path to like be our starting point for a rollout. Then we need to roll out from there, making random moves. So I think the way this is going to work, let's bring up Wikipedia, dear old Wikipedia. Okay, bring us to the selection, expansion, simulation, backpropagation, right? So selection, we start off with we have whatever our tree is. Tree has nodes. The nodes are paths. we do the selection exactly like we normally would, right? Because we have all this information. Expansion, unless L wins the game decisively, right? So this means like, I think we don't have a way to detect, in any case, like a state is just a path here, right? So we don't have a way to detect if a state if a node in our tree actually represents a win, right? So maybe we just assume that it's always not a win, right? Because we know if the way we're going to tell if it's a win is if, like, well, if one of our rollouts is a win, that gives us information about paths, and like also if like we actually won, right? Like we actually made the sequence of choices that makes the game tell us you win. We can't tell on the states, the intermediate states, because they're not really states. So I think what we'll do is we'll do selection like normal. We'll always pick a child node. Always create a random new child node in the tree that represents a random new decision taken from the end of that path, because we can already get all the valid actions. And like the actual data of a node will just be like literally just the action that was taken from the parent. Then so we'll always expand, and then simulation we'll run a rollout, which what we'll do is we'll track the actions that were, well, that's tough. Well, okay, we have to do it slightly differently, right? I was thinking, okay, well we can the issue is a lot of actions that you can take are contextual, right? You can't do a fainted switch unless the active Pokemon is fainted, right? You can't use a move unless that Pokemon is actually out. So there are actually like one of these nodes, right? Let's say this represents like the start of the game, right? And let's say this is your next move. This is the next turn, right? You like the actions that move down from this, right? Could be a whole host of different things, right? Like, or they could be any of your initial Pokemon's moves, or they could be fainted switch. And then by the time you're here, right? Or I guess well, the tree structure handles it pretty well. We're gonna go bravely forth and assume it's gonna be fine. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to like start like instantiating the actual state along the path as we descend during our before we expand, basically. So what we're gonna do, so we'll do selection as normal. We'll pick, we have an L, right? We'll instantiate L by simulating all of the choices on the path to L. Well, yeah. Well, the problem is that can't always work, right? Because let's say our choice here is attack, fainted switch, use attack on Pokemon 2, right? Because we must have been attacked and fainted on turn 1, right? Let's say now we resimulate down to this point, and we suddenly get we do our attack, but the opponent's attack misses, right? Now we can't fainted switch. It doesn't make any sense, and so I think we need to read more about open loop tree search and see, exactly what the variation implies, right? Because my mental model for it is clearly incorrect, and I think we're going to need to correct it. So like we can do rollouts fine. The problem is associating like that rollout with like our initial state, right? And like keeping track of the possible initial states. Okay. Maybe what we do is we can just implement rollouts, right? Because that's easy, right? And that's gonna be like used regardless, right? All we have to do for that is like just if the current state is not a win for one player, that is if both players have at least one Pokemon alive, excuse me, we pick random actions from their available actions, and we simulate those actions, which will actually be really short, I think. We'll also probably want to give it some like a gas parameter to like make sure like it can only simulate like 100 turns or something, right? Like you know, give it have a counter that decrements so we don't go too crazy. Defun, Maragdus, rollout. This will be from state. Okay. Sure. Team 1, say lost 1 is if all we have an all okay, what's okay, how are we doing this? Active 1, active 2 are the usual thing. Pokemon or team battle team 1. Similarly for team 2. Active 1 is team 1, and active 2 is team active, team 2. Yep. From there, let's see, team 1 Pokemon is cons. I guess team bench, team 1. So this is just getting like, here's a list of all the Pokemon in team 1 in their battling Pokemon form, and again for team 2. So if all of the Pokemon current HP it are greater than 0 for team 1 Pokemon, or less than equal to 0. We were checking if we lost. again for team 2. So lost 1 says, okay, are all of team 1's Pokemon fainted? Lost 2 says, are all of teams 2 Pokemon fainted? And okay, we say, what do we say? Well, we're going to say when, okay, unless lost 1 or lost 2, simulate a turn. Simulate a turn. Well, we really want while. We also want to pass in fuel. Initial fuel. Fuel. So well, we haven't lost, and fuel is greater than 0, then we simulate a turn. We'll pick actions, right? We'll say, what shall we say? Well, we need to get all the actions. We'll Smaragdus team valid actions. Team valid actions is team 1, team 2. Is there a random list? Doesn't matter, we'll just use nth, but okay. st nth random length actions 1 and nth random length actions 2. Easy. So this will loop until we run out of fuel. Oh, we need to also decrement our fuel. Then if we break this loop, we've either run out of fuel or someone has won. So then we say, okay, cond. If lost 1, then team 2 won. If lost 2, then team 1 won. Otherwise, we ran out of fuel, so it's a draw. What is this whining about? Are our macros making yeah, we're just gonna do the thing because I would prefer to type a little more versus having warnings. What are you? Yeah. No, still complaining. Why? Oh. Oy. You know what? And we're gonna go back out of spite. We're bringing it back. There we go. Cool. It's a val buffer. Oh, we have some more complaints. Yeah, we didn't actually get the thing. Actions 1. Actions 2. Yep. Okay. Let's hope this doesn't crash the stream. We'll run 4. Wrong type argument, integer p nil. That's aggravating. We toggle debug on error. What's going on with that? What's that business all about? Huh? Is this... No, it does the right thing. I mean, this is mutating state, right? So we'll have to reset. But what could we be getting this error from? Oy, oy, oy. What's going on? We're going to toggle debug on error. Please yell at me. Please yell at me. Very infrequent. We're not getting... Any messages? Nope. Well, just gonna have to find it, I guess. What could be causing this? Well, it could be an action. Like we're getting into a state with an action that is busted. That's very possible. Like I can imagine we're like, let's try a situation where we say like, painted switch nil. Yeah. We give nil as the target. That does it. That does it. Okay, so why are we getting that? So in team valid actions. Oh. We're not actually enumerating the switches. Right, there's more than one. Yeah, maybe that does it. Let's try that. App index scrawled with one argument requires two. Yeah, we need to give it the bench. Give it the old bench. Still can't give a nil move. Okay, but I mean this will fail, but it's okay. Let's see. We've done a complete rollout here, presumably including switches, right? So let's team 1 active HP. Oh. ST. Maybe we just say battle team 1. What are the numbers looking like here? Battling Pokemon here, position 2. Here's our bench. We got current HP 0. Does one of them start with current HP 0? Yeah. Let's say 1,000. Now it should always draw, probably. There's no way it's going through that in 4 turns. We keep Arc's out of range, 0. What the fuck? Oh, it's probably trying to switch to something, maybe? That's... Boy. That's strange. Let's investigate that then, maybe. I think what we want to do is, this looks, I mean, Arc's out of range 0. And it's definitely just like an nth somewhere, right? If we say like nth 5, 1, 2, 3. No? We'll get nil. Can we toggle debug on error here and get something? No. What is blocking our ability to debug on error? I'm confused. Maybe if we run it from here. Toggle debug on error and roll out st4. Oh. Nope, nope, nope. What could that be? So let's think. We are at a point where team 1 active HP is probably, no, still around. What if we say team valid actions battle team 1? Oh. There's no valid actions. Oh, it's because we're... Oh, yeah. Yep, that'll do it. Why are there no valid actions? That's a problem for another day. Roll out. And actions 1, actions 2. We will say not actions 1, actions 2, not or, rather, no action. Now let's see. Team valid actions. Okay, this should be. What does the fainted queue look like? Both Pokemon have fainted. How is that the case? What the fuck is going on? It sounds like something fucking wacky is happening. Alright. Like, that's not even possible. Like, I was thinking, like, well, maybe something could be poisoned, or there can be something along those lines happening, but, like, I don't... Like, they should both be immune to poison. They should be either ineffectually poisoning or flamethrowing. Oh, the burn. But that seems very unlikely. I doubt that's what happened. And even then, we should still have the fainted switch. So, okay, something's in the fainted queue. But you should always at least have the action. Fainted queue is true, so there should always at least be the action wait for fainted switch, right? Why is that not happening? Team 2 has wait for fainted switch. Team 1 has this. Oh, is the other Pokemon also fainted? Oh, is this what happens when someone loses? But like, why is Team 2 fainted? Yeah. No burns. Still have HP. But they're both on the they're both on the second Pokemon. Are we not clearing the fainted queue? We should be. Let's maybe print a trace of all the actions that we take so we can kind of see how the battle proceeds. Okay. Do we have a good way to print? I never remember what is the right print. Print message. I just want to print something in biome. Just insert it in the buffer, I guess. Yeah, that is the right thing. Huh. Well, we can just print it. We'll make a little battle log. How about that? Even better. I think we already have a log. Yeah, right log. Ooh. Right log. Team 1 switched after fainting. Team 2 switched after fainting. Both teams switched. We'll ignore the pursuit cases for now because then 2 used. Let's practice move name, move 2. Similarly, team 2 switched, and team 1 used whatever this is. And finally, we're already doing this, we don't need this to do. And we're not going to order by priority because there's a lot of different cases and we just want a general sense of what's going on. Okay, we probably want fainted thing too. Update fainted. Right log. Team 1 fainted. Team 2 fainted. Val buffer. We'll reevaluate our state. We'll open up. Let's run a rollout. Where's our log? Need a space. Where is our space? And yeah. We should also we'll do a fun smaragdus clear log. Clear the log buffer. And that'll just be do we have an erase buffer? Wipe buffer. Yep. All right. So if we run another rollout, getting nothing. We reevaluate ST. Oh, we can actually add the erase. Clear log. And well, that's no good. Let's reevaluate ST again. Okay. Team 1 use flamethrower. And team 2. These should be labeled differently. Just gonna get all these fainted switches at the end, which don't make any sense. Okay. Both teams switched. Let's start doing length 10. Oh. Let's add more logging. For end of turn, right? We'll say team 1 is battling Pokemon, current HP, battling 1. Need a number to string. Again for team 2. Well, let's just do it all together. What is this whining about? Called with 3 arguments. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Now we have a little more. Team 1 is using something very strange is happening here. Team 1 used poison powder, and suddenly Team 2 has 92 HP. That's very odd. There's weird shit happening here. For sure. What are we gonna do about this? I think. Oh, we just need to log things more intensively. Is probably the kicker, right? Like, there's. I don't know. Like, we should probably print out all the full set of valid moves, right? And then which. We're already kind of trying to print out which move is being used. Clearly the fainted switch stuff is not working correctly right now. Right, means we're updating a fainted queue, right? This represents an update to the fainted queue. Team 2 should be in it now. Okay, but this doesn't make any sense. And the damage after the switch doesn't make any sense. Unless there's a burn. But it should be like more damage for a burn, I would expect. Something's really off here. Huh. Yeah, like something really odd is happening. Maybe we're just not printing enough. Don't see how that could be. Where's our update fainted? This also probably doesn't want to be a when let, I suspect. Let's do something about that. Okay. Valid actions. Let's just print those. Let's say like let's just print them. Can we format? Like so. Like so. So we just print actions 1. Concatenate those. Do the same for team 2 actions. Restart. Okay. Team 2 switch. Team 1 use flamethrower. Makes sense. Doesn't really make sense from this perspective, maybe. Okay, team 1's actions, they both use flamethrower. Team 1 faints, team 2 takes some damage after switching. Sure. Well, I think it's because, oh, yeah, that makes sense. The HP thing, it's because we're printing the wrong HP. All of this stuff, right, and it leads into a bigger issue with how we are handling switches, right? We need to, we're just saving active 1 here, right, and active 2 here, right? But when we resolve the switch, we're changing the active Pokemon, so that matters. It matters a lot. It shouldn't matter for most of the move resolution because that just references teams. But this stuff down here definitely matters. The burn and poison damage is wrong too. So maybe we do just want like an end of round handler that grabs the stuff again. Let's make that. That seems like the nicest way to do what we want. End of turn. ST. Simulate the end of the current turn of ST. Sure. Whatever. Space this out a bit. Yep, fine. We need to define battling 1 and battling 2. Yep, fine. Add some more parentheses. Indent the thing. Bam. Fix our names. Ooh. Okay. So there's our end of turn handler. We're just going to plop that right down. And then redefine state once more. Let's split like so. IOM again. Here's a rollout. Okay, what do we have here? Team 1 uses flamethrower. Team 2 takes some damage. Team 1 switched. Their new HP. Team 2 used flamethrower. They dealt some damage to Team 1. Team 1 switched again. Team 2 used flamethrower. Fainted Team 1. Team 1 has negative HP. Team 1 used poison powder, and Team 2 used poison powder. So here's where the shenanigans start, right? Because Team 1 should not have these as its available actions. Team 1 should have fainted switch 0. So team valid actions. If eq Smaragdus team ID team, the last item of battle fainted Q. Then should be only those. Only need more space again. Should be only the fainted switches for every other non-fainted Pokemon. So why is this not true? If the battle fainted Q is set at all, then this... Oh. Are we computing the valid actions outside of the loop? Yeah, we are. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Well, that's a bit silly. That is pretty fucking silly of us to do that. Okay, I am definitely tired. I think we're gonna have to call it soon. But that is a pretty funny mistake. I don't even know why the fuck would I do that? This all needs to be inside the loop. Really? Can we break loops? Oh, we can just have running T. Then we do a while running. Then we yeah. We're gonna have to get we'll say we'll clear the log at the beginning. Here we'll just say setf running all this. This will be when running, right? So we want to capture the behavior of the while loop, that if all this stuff is false in the first place, right, we still want to. And then close everything. Let's see. How does this look? Oh, we need our fuel. decrement. This should be when running. This should be outside of the loop. This is all over here. And well, we don't know who won or lost here, right? So here we need to say well, maybe do it separate. We do it slightly differently, maybe. Let's say results unknown by default. And we do something like be very imperative. Very, very imperative. Why does this keep... At the end of this, we return result. That seems okay. Reopen our log. Well, that's no fun. Redefine our state, try again. Okay, that looks better. So what happens in 10 moves? Let's see. We both use poison powder, nothing happens. Team 1 switches, the other one uses poison powder. The switch looks like it works. They both switch again. The switches look like they're happening. Team 1 use poison powder, Team 2 use flamethrower. Team 1 faints. HPs look right. Team 1 only has the fainted switch action, Team 2 only has the wait for fainted switch action. Team 1 switches after fainting, so the new Pokemon is in. Now, Team 1 can no longer switch, right? There's the switch. The other Pokemon has 0 HP, so there's no switching. Team 2 can still switch. They both use flamethrower. They both use flamethrower. One uses poison powder, the other uses flamethrower. They both use poison powder, nothing happens. Team 2 switches, Team 1 uses poison powder. Nothing happens. Team 2 flamethrowers. Team 1 flamethrowers defeating Team 2. Team 2 switches after fainting. Again, it's the only action. Team 1 has wait for fainted switch. Team 2 has fainted switch. Team 2 switches in. And they both only have their 2 moves. Who will flamethrower the other down first? They keep doing their thing, poison powdering and flamethrowering, until Team 1 faints, and the result of the game is Team 2. If we run future rollouts from this state, it should just give us Team 2 immediately, if someone has already lost the game. This seems perfect, right? We can simulate battles, right? We can run a battle with a random. We can have our actors take random choices from a given state until the battle ends, and we can see what happens. So, as always, I'm sure there are more quirks to work out, but I think, yeah, I think this is a great continuation. And we have some more kind of complex effects that can occur, right? Like we have type immunities, we have poison, we can burn, we can do damage over time. Shit's happening here, man. It's kind of exciting. I think what we really want, what would be really exciting, is kind of like, instead of just this like kind of sparse log buffer kind of thing, I would love to like build a little nicer Emacs UI for this, right? So to display the current state, right? To display like, okay, in our most recent rollout, here's what's happening, right? Like these, I don't know how we're going to be running tons and tons of rollouts, probably like thousands for each turn. So like we're certainly going to have to we'll have to think of a method of inspecting that. Maybe like histograms. I don't know. That, or like maybe even like an interactive tree where you can like unfold like a folded up tree, and you can unfold it and see what the child nodes are and see what's our current estimate of probability of winning from this point, or something like that. I don't know. It's well, I'm sure it's exciting. I'm really excited, at least. So it's gonna be cool. I think we are going to call it. Let's see. Do we have any friends around? We have buds? Any homies, if you will, on the twitching television? We can say hello to? I don't think so. I think once again we will disappear into the night. So with that said, see y'all later. I hope it was fun. I certainly had a lot of fun. We have a lot more done now. It's starting to feel like a real deal thing that's that we can actually use and get interesting results out of. So please look forward to it. Goodbye. Bye. Later. See ya. Adieu. Adios. Sayonara.